Hey there, it's Dave Duford at Final Expense Agent Mentor at feagentmentor.com. On the road to Florida today. It got a long drive, so kind of thinking of some interesting content to share here, and kind of in the process of running through my brain what to talk about. I thought, you know what I haven't shared yet today in the Final Expense YouTube channel of mine is stories from the field. This business, if you've been in this business for 6 months, 12 months, you've eventually run across some wild stuff that's happened in this field. Because really, when you sell final expense insurance, you see how the other half lives, if you will. And so you have some interesting fodder to share, not necessarily war stories, but just really a shock and awe type of situation with what goes on there out in the business. So what I'm going to do over a couple of videos is share I think some hilarious and scary and some shocking stories that have always stuck with me over the years, because they really, in some ways, describe, very well how these people think and who they are, but also, are funny to share and are good for story time. So the first one I'm going to share is about a lady I met probably within the first year of business. I live in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I was in a little suburb of Chattanooga called East Ridge. Kind of in my mind always has been a good area to work final expense. But anyways, I went down this road, and the road's probably about, a half a mile straight shot, no curves or nothing. And you have to understand, when you see these people, kind of people we deal with, they're all kind of off a little in a sense. But as I'm driving, I notice about a quarter mile down the road, there's a pink mailbox. Instantly, I think, this is my girl. All right, this is what I'm saying. So as I'm approaching it, right, not only is there a pink mailbox, but the woman has an old pink Cadillac. That's right, a pink Cadillac. And on top of that, I kid you not, she has painted a picture of herself, like looking like a jester, like a court jester, probably 4 by 4 foot, 4 foot by 4 foot, on the side of the house. All right, so I'm cracking up already, just parking my car. So she comes out to get me. She lets me in. She's got a fence that's chained off. So I walk in. I sit down. There's no furniture, maybe a seat, a chair. It's this black lady, and she's got these little Confederate soldiers sitting on her piano. She's just cracking me up. They got the Confederate battle flag, and I'm just like, man, what is wrong with this woman? And so she sits down. She says, Dave, you got to help me. And I said, okay. She says, let me tell you my story. So this is back in 2011. She says, listen, I used to live in New Orleans. She said, I was down there when Hurricane Katrina hit. I said, okay, wow, how'd you end up here? So she says, well, listen, this is what happened. I used to live in one of the quarters where, I don't know, she just lived downtown in New Orleans. And she says, I was one of the ones that stayed. I said, okay. And she said, I didn't leave when they told us to evacuate. I was there a day or two, and the water had, because, New Orleans had flooded, the water had risen above the first floor window. She said she had been determined that she had to escape. She had to get out before anything horrible would have happened. So she said she took a 2x4 that happened to be in her living room, broke out the window, water rushes in, and she jumps out and floats away, starts swimming away, down to one of the neighborhoods in New Orleans, in the city, swimming down the street. And she says, then she saw it coming around the corner. It was literally a casket. The casket was floating down this, the flooded areas of New Orleans. And she goes up to it, knocks on it, makes sure it looks good. She hops aboard, floats away, makeshift boat on the casket. So she's floating down, the neighborhoods in New Orleans on the casket, and she comes across an overpass on I-10, which goes through New Orleans, through Pensacola and Mobile, all through basically the southern corridor of America on the Gulf Coast. So she gets on the overpass, and she stays there for a couple of days until FEMA rescues her. And she's taken to an airport. She says, guess what happens there? I said, what? She said, none other than Vice President Al Gore flies in on a private jet, with Tipper Gore, and picks all of them up, about 50 or 60 people, and flies them up to Chattanooga and drops them off. And I said, that lady, that's a bunch of crap. You're making up stuff, crazy old woman. She says, aha, let me go get some. So she goes over to her wall. She had pinned to her wall a blown up laminated letter with Al Gore's letterhead on it, expressing his deepest condolence to her loss, the things that she went through. It's signed Al Gore at the bottom. I was completely shocked. It was literally a letter from Al Gore. So this is before I even started talking about life insurance. So to get back to the actual sales call, this lady had taken out, lady was behind on her water bill. She had her bills kind of like just not doing too well. And she was spending what was she spending? She was spending like $180 a month on a mausoleum and a life insurance, or a pre-need plan, very high price plan. This lady had no money to squeeze between her, and she was just going over the top. So, long story short, I wrapped her into a life pay final expense plan for considerably less a month. I saved her like literally $1,500 a year. So I thought, well, dang, I killed this one. I did great. I spoke too soon. Because sometimes crazy people, when people are crazy when you meet them, they're real crazy after the fact too. So she called me up and she says, well, hold the phone. We're not going to cancel this plan yet. I got to meet with this pre-need guy. He wants to talk things over with me. And I thought, oh boy, he's coming to try to conserve the policy. So anyways, long story short, she calls me the next day and she says, you know what, Dave? I had a dream last night. And God came into my dream. And you know what he told me Dave do for it? I said, what did he tell you? He said, keep that pre-need policy, keep that mausoleum policy, and dump the one you just took out. Of course, me being new, and I just still don't have the answer to this question. How do you rebuttal a divine objection? How can you explain to somebody that God was wrong? So, I couldn't do anything, so I left it at that. But anyways, I thought I'd share that funny story because you really meet some of the strangest people in this business, and that was one of the funniest stories I like to tell and convey to people, because it has every element of one of the weirdest sales calls that you can do. So anyways, that's one of a few that I'm going to produce today, and this is David Duford from Final Expense Agent Mentor. Of course, if you actually want to sell some of these crazy people and learn from somebody who knows how to do it, visit my website, feagentmentor.com. Check my YouTube videos out. Make sure you try to subscribe to my videos while you're at it. And give me the thumbs up like as well. I appreciate it.